What's going on, guys? JSkeleton with Random Guys today, coming at you some more news or information rather regarding Super Mario Party on the Nintendo Switch. It was revealed yesterday during Nintendo's E3 2018 presentation, and it looks amazing. It's coming out this year, October 5th, 2018, again on the Switch. It's called Super Mario Party, and it's going back to the roots of Mario Party and basically what made fans love the game back in the day. What we've been missing the past few years, basically, is finally coming back. And I mean, you could tell just from the trailer that that's kind of the idea behind this Super Mario Party, is that you know, it is going back to the roots, if you will. And they kind of re-mentioned that in Treehouse Live today, today being June 13th, 2018. And we got some more gameplay from that, you know, from Treehouse Live, and we got some more information. A lot of things that, you know, you couldn't see necessarily in the trailer. So I'm going to go through some of this information that I kind of gathered from watching Treehouse Live, and give you guys some of the details you might be wondering. So again, it's a classic board game style, you know, like we've, you know, come to love from back in the day. You collect coins, you use them to buy stars. You can get items. Obviously, there's items on the board. There's a few different ways to obtain them. So I'm not exactly sure, you know, every single way to obtain them, but I mean, again, you can kind of guess from, you know, judging from playing, you know, past Mario Party games, if you will. Mini games happen after all players roll their dice. So mini games have kind of worked a little bit different in the past few years, but it's kind of, mini games are kind of working the way they did back in the day. There's also, you know, special mini game like tiles, I guess, on the board, kind of like, again, back in the day. It's very reminiscent of the old school Mario Party games from what I'm gathering. It looks like a ton of fun. And again, the mini games, you know, the formats include things like 1v1v1v1, like free for all basically, or 1v3, or, you know, 2v2, or things like that, right? So again, classic mini games. There's over 80 mini games, or maybe not over 80 mini games, but like 80 mini games. I guess there's 80 exactly, which is a lot of mini games if you think about it. It's a lot, and man, I'm so excited. And they look very, very unique. We're gonna get into mini games a little bit more later in the video. But there's also special events on the board. Again, we've seen that in the past. So for example, you know, if you land on a special event, it can make something happen that causes you to kind of set back and change your placement. You know, it can cause you to move back a few spaces, for example, or whatnot. So that's, you know, another kind of cool thing that kind of factors into the fun of Mario Party, right? You can adjust how long your game's going to be at the start of a game. So if you want either shorter games or longer games, you can do that. If you know, if you don't have a lot of time, you just want a quick game, then it's nice to know that you can make the games a little bit shorter. You know, I guess you can, you know, limit how many turns everybody has. You know, if you want to have 10 turns, or if you want to have 3 turns, or whatever, I guess that's kind of the idea. Something interesting about this game is that each character obviously has the normal dice block, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 1 through 6. But they also have special dice blocks. Now, each character has a unique dice block specific to that character. For example, if you look at Bowser's special dice character, it replaces the 1 and 2 with 2 options that can make you lose 3 coins. But 4, 5, 6 on the dice is replaced with 8, 9, 10. So it's kind of like a risk reward, if you will. You know, there's obviously a risk to lose 3 coins. There's two options on the dice to lose 3 coins. But then at the same time, instead of, you know, having a maximum of 4, 5, 6, you have a maximum of 8, 9, 10. For example, Mario's dice block is a little bit more on the safe side. It's 1, 3, 3, 3, 5, 6. So 2, 3, 4 is replaced with 3 3s. So you basically have a higher chance of getting a 3, which obviously is not a huge amount of movement, but you know, it's decent. Now Peach's dice block has 0, 2, 4, 4, 4, 6. So you have 3 chances to get a 4, but you also have a chance to get a 0, and obviously you have a chance to get a 2. So it's kind of like, you know, again, risk reward. Luigi's dice is 1, 1, 1, 5, 6, 7. So there is a 7 on there, which is obviously, you know, an extra space over 6, but there's 3 1s. So it's, you know, each character's dice kind of works differently in that kind of sense. And then there's Toad's Rec Room, which we, you know, we're kind of wondering what it was. and it's very, very unique. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's basically games that involve two switches that are flat on a table. So you connect two Nintendo Switch consoles together, and you have them flat on the table, kind of like seen in the trailer. For example, you guys can see a screenshot up on screen where one game you have like a picture that's split in half. For example, like the banana, and there could be like different bananas, and you just have to link up. You have to kind of like match the correct halves of the picture, and then swipe across the two consoles, the two screens, to confirm that that's the placement for the picture or whatnot. So it's very, very unique, very interesting. Again, in the trailer, we've seen the way they used it is that they had kind of like a little like tank game where you're in a tank and you're going through like from one switch to the other and stuff. I don't know, it's really crazy. I can't wait to dive more into that. But it looks really, really fun. But again, mini games, like I said, mini games are obviously a huge part of Mario Party, but you can also play mini games just by themselves. There's a game mode where you can go in and just play mini games, select whatever mini games you want, as long as you've unlocked them, because obviously from what I've seen in Treehouse Live, some of the mini games are locked, so I guess you have to unlock some of them. So I guess there's so many unlocked, right out of the gate, excuse me, and then you have to unlock some from playing the game, things like that. But the mini games look like a ton of fun. They really look like the kind of mini games that we had back in the day, that the unique, fun mini games that we had back in the day. For example, the use of the Joy-Cons in mini games is absolutely incredible. It's very unique. It's very awesome. So in one game, you actually have to hold your Joy-Con like the handle of a frying pan, and you have to kind of flip this steak cube on all its sides and kind of fry each side of the cube, and whoever fries it faster gets first place, and then second, third, fourth. So that looks really, really cool. In another example, there's kind of like this racing game where you have to race to the finish line on like these little like tricycles, and so you kind of hold the Joy-Con as like handlebars, and you got to tilt it left and right, back and forth as fast as you can to kind of pedal faster. So just kind of a couple examples of how the mini games work in Super Mario Party. It's very interesting. But yeah, that's pretty much all the information that I was able to gather from Treehouse Live. There's a lot in there. This was a lengthy video. I apologize if it was too lengthy, but there's definitely, I want to give you guys as much information as possible that I was able to gather. And again, like I said, it really looks like it's going back to the roots of Mario Party. The folks on Treehouse Live, they said that the developers really wanted to go back to that kind of classic Mario Party that made fans love the game in the first place back in the day. So that's really good to see, really good to hear. I'm really excited to get this Mario Party on the Switch. First of all, just get a Mario Party on the Switch, period, and one that looks like it's actually really, really fun, and a classic kind of format. That's what we've been wanting, and it looks like that's what we're getting. So I'm really excited. Hopefully you guys are too. Let me know what you think in the comments below about all this new information, and let me know if you guys are excited for Super Mario Party, and if you get that same feeling as me, like that you did back in the day with the Mario Parties on the N64 and the GameCube, if you guys played them back then, that is. So if you guys enjoyed the video though, make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe, comment, share, and all that awesome stuff. Hit the notification bell so you guys don't miss a new upload. I'll catch you guys very soon in another video, and like always, until then, game on.